Hello everyone, welcome to Getmo Wine Summer Series. We're here in Modesto, California. It's summertime and it's time to talk about wine cocktails. Today we are here at the Fire Bar and Grill, 3401 Dale Avenue. It's in the Vintage Fair Mall right across from the Apple Store. It is a working restaurant, so if you hear some things going on around us here, that's what's going on. You know, when it comes to summertime wine cocktails, there's fun things you can make with white wines, with rosé wines, with red wines. We're going to do one of each today, and we're going to start with something really simple that anyone can do, but just because it's simple doesn't mean it has to be plain. And so, a white wine spritzer is really something as easy as a little bit of white wine. You pick the white wine of your choice, do about 2/3 to 3/4 of a glass worth, then club soda, top it up, get a nice little spritz going there, and garnish it with a slice of lime that I've cut just a little bit in half, and there you have it, a classic wine spritzer. Now, if that looks a little plain for you, well, let's go ahead and put in a dollop of cranberry juice, give it a little bit of color, and we're going to substitute that lime for a sliced strawberry, and now all of a sudden you have a very different take on a white wine cocktail. And if this seems too dry to you, we can back this all up, and instead of the club soda, we can make it be 7-Up. And now you have a sweet take on the white wine spritzer. And now our second drink is going to be made with a rosé, and since it's summertime, let's do one that's a frozen drink, oftentimes called Frose. We're going to do a watermelon frosé with a rosé wine. It's a really simple recipe, but it's fun to make. So you saw us earlier muddling the watermelon in order to juice it. We'll go ahead and just separate out some of that juice now. Pretty simple as that. And this recipe is 2 ounces of rosé wine, 1 ounce of any vodka you'd like, and 1 ounce of the watermelon juice. So very simply, into a blender, you pour your 2 ounces of rosé wine, your 1 ounce of vodka, and your 1 ounce, and I'll do this over the sink so we don't make a huge mess, but your 1 ounce of watermelon juice, about a cup or so of ice into your blender, top on, power up, and then you want to pour that into a frosty glass. If you've had a chance to put your glass into the freezer ahead of time, that's terrific. If not, fill it with ice and water, let it sit for a few minutes. And now you have a nice cold glass into which to pour your frosé. Garnish it with a little bit of watermelon if you'd like, some mint, and there you have a standard frosé. Now, as good as a standard frosé can be, let's mix it up a little bit and have some riffs on it. So if you'd like to change it up, you can substitute the vodka for any tequila that you'd like to have, and the watermelon for lime, and instead of a frosé, we're now going to have a froserita. And if you'd like to go a different direction with it, take out the tequila, grab your favorite coconut rum, take out the limes, put in a little bit of canned pineapple. It doesn't need to be fresh because you're going to blend it up. And now we have a frojito. So have fun with your frosés, all made from the same rosé wine. And our last cocktail today is going to be made with red wine, and it is as classic as it is delicious. We are going to do a summer sangria. This looks a little bit complicated, but in the end it's absolutely delicious, and so you're going to want to go through the trouble. We've gone ahead and cored and sliced an apple. We've sliced an orange. We've left the rind on. We've got some sugar, some orange juice, a bottle of any red wine you'd like to have, a little bit of brandy, and a glass filled with ice. Very quite simple what we're going to do here. We're basically going to take a muddler, which is any type of a pestle that you can go ahead and scrunch down on the ingredients in your pitcher. You can also use the back side of a bar spoon. You can use a potato masher. You can do whatever you'd like to do. But we're going to do, anywhere from half to a whole apple. Same thing with the orange, right here. And then we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of sugar, and you can adjust this to however sweet you'd like your sangria to be. And we're going to go ahead and use the muddler, and we're just going to go and start scrunching down on this so that we can begin to pulp it a little bit. What we're really trying to do is get a little bit of juice going from the oranges, from the apples, and you can see that I'm sort of splashing as we go. In the end, if you're going to be able to make this in advance and let it sit in your refrigerator for a little bit, the wine will infuse with all these wonderful fruit juices, and so it's a little less important to get this muddled up. So all I want to do is get a little bit of pulp going here, and then we're going to go ahead and put in roughly about 3/4 of a cup of orange juice. And we're going to put in about 1/3 of a cup or so of brandy, and you can use any brandy you'd like. We're going to go ahead and muddle this just a little bit more, but watch out because now we got a lot of liquid in here. Get it all mixed up. We want that sugar to go ahead and dissolve. And if you have a taller pitcher to be able to do this in, it can look very elegant on your table as you bring it to the table to serve as well. And then, quite simply, a bottle of red wine. And this is a standard 750 milliliter size bottle. Go ahead and give that a nice little mix. You can see that the fruit pieces are floating on top, which is fantastic for what it's going to look like as you bring it to the table to serve. And now at this point, if you're going to be able to refrigerate it ahead of time, go ahead and refrigerate it like this. Don't add the ice yet because that'll just water it down. And then you can bring it out and serve it cold from the refrigerator. If you aren't going to be refrigerating it ahead of time, you can add ice directly into either your pitcher or you can do it into your glass. Pour. Garnish again with a little bit of your orange or apple, whatever you'd like to do. You're more than welcome to throw a piece or two on top, but that kind of gets in the way, and you have a classic sangria. So there you have it, your 3 Getmo wine summer cocktails. One made with white wine, one made with rosé wine, and one made with red wine. Enjoy your summer. Thank you for joining us here at the Fire Bar and Grill in Modesto, California. Getmo Wine.